Welcome back to another episode of the Next Man Up podcast. This is episode 41. Before we even get started, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the sports world. Training camp is wrapping up for the NFL. And even though the offseason got dead in the NBA, some more Dame rumors are coming about. So what we're going to talk about today on the podcast is NBA memo been sent out by Damian Lillard and his situation. We're going to rank the top 10 point guards in the NBA. For the NFL, we're going to talk about Johnathan Taylor's trade request and Jim Irsay's comments on that trade request and then the whole situation surrounding that. And then we have an NFC West preview. We're going on with the previews again. This day we're doing the NFC West. So let's get right into it, though. NBA memo about Dame. So basically what happened was, if y'all don't know, all 30 teams received a memo from the NBA basically saying that addressing the fact that Dame Lillard allegedly said that he would only play for the Miami Heat. He would only give his full effort for the Miami Heat. And so the NBA sent a memo out saying that if Dame or his agent has been telling teams that he won't give them the full effort, then he's going to be possibly facing disciplinary action. So when they say disciplinary action, they can either veto the trade or suspend him or anything like that. So I just want to get y'all general thoughts around it. Do y'all think like Damian Lillard is being treated unfairly?
I'll start. I just think it's funny that when Dame does declare a trade, like all this happens, right? Like, I don't think it came out the best, right? Like, I think like saying you're only gonna play for the Heat, like it's a tough. I think it's tough to say, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not even his choice. But like, he can say what he wants. Like, you can say you want to go to a team. I don't think that's crazy. But saying you only want to go to a team is wild. But it is crazy to me that like we've all told Dame to get out of Portland for so many years, and now it's like when he does, it's all this controversy about like him being selfish, him doing all, you know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, like I think I think if you just let Dame like own the situation and like he only gets traded to Miami and that's the only way it's gonna go, then it's just gonna set a trend for superstars to demand where they get traded to. So I don't think it sets a good standard, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That standard already been set. That standard has already been set by other players outside of Dame. KD did that. But James Harden to his team has already done that before.
But I think it's like, is it more like, do they come out saying I only want to go to Phoenix? I don't think that's what they said.
That's the key. That's the key.
I think it's like you prefer.
No players have done it before, and like say I'm only gonna like they don't say I'm not gonna play for the team, but they're telling teams like I'm not gonna re-sign back. Most of those things happen on like last year their contract. Like Kawhi said he does not want to. He don't have no desire to play for Toronto. But 1 year of his contract, he went there and played, and he just didn't sign back.
Some of it's obvious too. Like no one wants to go to Toronto, right? You might resign if it's New York, if it's Miami, if it's Texas, if it's LA, right? Like those are more like attractive locations. But like I think it's just the fact that like he said he only wants to go there. Like a lot of times you'll be like James Harden prefers to go to the Clippers, right? Like you could prefer to go somewhere, right? It doesn't mean you're going to be opposed to going somewhere else. You just like one spot better. But I agree. It's kind of like, I mean, how many more years he locked up for?
4.
Yeah, so he can't even get out of a contract. But yeah, I don't know. It's if the NBA lets this go through, it sets a precedent where if you hold out, if you do this long enough, you can basically get to go where you want to go. And I agree, it's been there for a little bit, but like I do think like the Kawhi situation, PG to an extent. I guess you could have said he would rather go to the Lakers than the Clippers, but like it doesn't always happen where they get to pick where they want to go.
I'm confused on like what Dame means. Like, is he saying he's not gonna play if he gets traded to another team?
So.
I don't think that was the case. I think he said he was gonna be disgruntled, as in he wasn't gonna be happy with his location, and you don't want to trade for a star that's unhappy with his location. But
what does that mean though? Like, if he's unhappy,
you don't want to trade for an unhappy superstar. Who like why would you like as a business? Why would you ever want to trade for, give up assets for, give up draft picks for someone that's going to be unhappy playing at your organization?
Kawhi,
bro, that was on 1 year of his deal, and Kawhi is a top 5 player in the NBA at that time. And Masai Ujiri already had a team built for a championship.
I agree.
There's not many other teams that you can.
I don't believe. I get it. I'm just saying, like, I don't believe this, but if you add Dame to a quality team, does that not make them a contender?
No quality team outside of the Heat probably have the assets to go and get him. What other team are you talking about?
Clippers.
Brooklyn has the assets to go get him.
That's not a championship team.
The
And I don't
Clippers?
think they're gonna be.
It's not the Clippers.
But it would be.
But
a
the
top
Raptors
6
were
team
in the
East.
ECF. The Raptors were in the ECF, I believe, right? Before they traded.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Raptors.
they got swept. They got swept by
The
LeBron.
Raptors'
But
problem was LeBron. It wasn't that their problem was LeBron.
They didn't have to face LeBron. We don't talk about that. They didn't have to face
Kawhi, I'm not saying Kawhi wasn't going to win, but Kawhi getting to the Raptors and like came at the perfect time of LeBron leaving the Cavs.
yeah, but
like,
that
to say that LeBron would have beaten Kawhi also.
I understand that, but that's acquisition.
That's a different.
That's an acquisition. A Kawhi Leonard level acquisition is a level acquisition that like puts you in championship contention. Whether you think they would have lost LeBron, they would have been probably.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not.
So
I'm just saying there's other teams.
I'm not giving up assets. I'm not giving up assets for Damian Lillard if he's unhappy, especially on the Brooklyn Nets.
But what is it being unhappy mean though? Like the only thing that you can do if you're unhappy, like the only thing that will hurt the team for trading somebody, is sit out. Is that what he's threatening to do? Sitting out?
Perfect thing, because now if the problem ain't that he wanted out of Portland. The problem ain't that he wanted to go to Miami, because that's been a thing. The problem was his agent going to tell teams don't trade for him. He don't want to be there. And
I don't see why that's a problem. I guess
I don't care if a player asks for a trade. I don't care. But in Dame's specific case, how he clowning people for running from the grind, and then you turn around and do the same thing, you got to get the same type of criticism, because now you flipping the whole script. Like from we seen you as one thing, and people loved you for it, and now it's like you changing the whole narrative.
No, people was begging Dame to request a trade for 11 years. Well, not for 11 years, not for 11 years. A lot, bro. Every offseason,
everybody respected him for staying though.
I understand people respect him for staying, but every offseason for the last 3-4 years, people have been begging Dame to act out of Portland, and now when he finally do it, y'all want to get an uproar. Y'all want to.
I agree.
Chastise him. Y'all want to chastise him for going to go Miami. I understand. Like I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to go to Brooklyn either. I wouldn't want to go to Brooklyn either.
He's doing it, not what he's doing. It's how
he wants to win the championship. He wants to be.
Isn't that one of the teams that he wanted to go to at first though?
Yeah, he wanted.
And then wait. So I'm confused now. I'm very confused because earlier when the whole speculations came out, earlier when he first requested a trade, I was searching on Twitter like I always do, and then you were making trade packages for Brooklyn, and I told you, bro, this isn't a winning team. You're like, oh well, they have the most pieces, and if they get Dame, so I'm confused. Why are you switching up now?
I'm not switching up at all.
Yes, you are. You literally are.
Damian, he's lying. He's lying. Listen,
I'm not lying.
Damian Lillard. I have an entire.
We could probably find the receipts.
Hold on, that's fine. I have an entire video making a whole Damian Lillard trade request to Brooklyn. It's on my Twitter. It's pinned. It got 4,000 views.
The reason why Brooklyn's even an option.
Oh my gosh!
No. I'm not denying that Brooklyn has a better package than Miami. That's obvious.
Pause.
But that's a whole different conversation of chastising Dame for wanting to go to Miami because he feels that's the best place to win a championship.
You keep saying that. It's how he's doing it.
Yeah, he's saying that's the only team he wants to play for, and that's the only team he's going to play for.
But like, hold on.
I'm not chastising him for that doing it either.
No other player has done that. In recent memory, no other player has said
Kevin Durant. I don't think Kevin Durant picked a spot. He said, I prefer Phoenix.
We know Kevin Durant is not going to show up to a place and not play ball. We know he's not going to do that. We literally know that. So he could have got traded anywhere.
Other teams, other players have done similar-ish stuff. I think the NBA is really going out of their way now is because they're trying to stop the trend. They've been saying, I can get it. No,
from the Blazers.
What? Why is you playing that video? Did I not just say I made the video about Dame? Like what? I don't get the point when I say that's not even what we're talking about right now. They obviously had the best package. I get it from a NBA owner standpoint. They're trying to have some control. You know what I'm saying? They don't want players just being able to go and say, on 4 years left on their deal, they don't want players to be able to say, yeah, I only want to play for this team. I'm requesting a trade. I just got a $260 million max deal, and I got 4 years left on my deal, and I want to go play for this team. And this
that's
team
the
only.
issue right there. That's
honestly, I get it from an owner's perspective. My pushback is like people coming out here and saying, when you say, "Oh, Dame is doing something wrong," like for me personally, I feel like it's not the wrong.
That's objectively wrong. That you You cannot say I'm not going to play for no other team but Miami. You can't.
I feel like
that's what people are attacking.
That's Dame's specific case of him being loyal to Portland for that long. It's two sides of it. Yes, Miami is not the best option for Portland because of the assets they're going to get back. But then you got to feel like, is Portland going to try to like accommodate him for the 11 years of service? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Go ahead, Max.
I was just saying, like, I
wait. I'm confused. My bad, Max. My bad. So when you say like, when you add, oh yeah. So when you add Dame, like this supposed trade package you put together, right?
Yes.
So let me just hold on.
Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Wait, let me go back. You can hear it, right?
Yes, I can hear it. We can hear it.
Whose contract we have?
All right, you're talking about the Trailblazers right now.
Turn up, boy.
Side of things, a nucleus of Damian Lillard, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Nicholas Carson can be a very scary team in the East.
So, what do you mean by that?
That they can probably, at the most, with Damian Lillard, make the ECF and lose to the Bucks or the Celtics.
So, but you still have them as a contending team.
Though. No, they're not winning
Eastern Conference Finals.
They're very scary, but they're not. They're making. Their ceiling is the ECF, and they're going to lose to the Celtics.
If you can make it to the ECF, you're a contender.
Thank you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So the Lakers aren't contenders.
No. Stop. No.
Lakers aren't contenders.
No. Hey. Q. You think the Mavericks,
Hawks.
The Mavericks or the Hawks? You think the Mavericks? You think the Mavericks are like a dark horse ECF WCF team, right?
What, the Mavericks this year? Yes.
Yes, you've said that. But
yes,
you would comfortably pick the Nuggets to beat them, like clear. Like, they're not going to beat the Nuggets. Like, they're not. I don't think they're a contender for a championship. If everything goes right, if stuff goes crazy, like we've seen years where teams that weren't supposed to make the ECF, WCF make it. Like the Hawks, for example. Do you really think they were a contender? Do you really give them a chance against the Bucks? Fuck no. So that's what I'm talking about. Teams make the WCF, ECF all the time. They don't mean they're contenders, bro.
If you're one of the final four teams, you are a contender.
I'm not about to get on a whole debate about
I'm gonna side with Latif here. You could luck in to winning two series, and as much as it's not luck to win two series, it's like if you get in the finals, you're a contender, obviously, right? If you're in the finals, I think we have this discussion.
Crazy runs happen all the time. Like we see those all the time.
But that is crazy runs happen. I don't think it necessarily means that you're a contender.
Like the Lakers contenders this year. The Lakers contenders this year. Because I didn't think they were gonna beat the Nuggets at all. I didn't think that.
People did. They were a Final Four team this year.
I didn't think
people did pick them. People picked them though. People picked them.
So like I'm saying, when the Hawks lost to the Bucks, like I don't think you thought they were gonna win. And like even if they did, I don't want to make excuses for a team winning. That's not like what's happening. But like who they play in the first round? Like a bad Knicks team, right? And then in the second round they played the Ben Simmons horror story 76ers. Then you play Giannis who tears his knee, right? Like it's just I'm not saying it's luck, but it's just like something happens after something happens. And I get a team's got to win, but it's like, okay, if you really went back on the floor, are the Hawks one of the 5 teams you would have picked? Healthy or whatever to win the championship. No, it's just like baseball. You get hot at the right time, right? You get hot, you get luck at the right time, and that's just how it is. If you start winning,
my point, Q. His point of bringing that video up when I said the Nets getting Dame is not getting him a championship. I never said that in that video. Just because I said they were a scary team doesn't mean I said they were going to win a championship. I think Dame knows if he goes to the Nets, that's not enough to win a championship. Mikal Bridges, at this point in his career, cannot be the second best player on the championship team. So, no, that's not, especially with Dame being year one. I never said that. So, I don't know what the point of you bringing that video up when I never said that they were going to be the championship level. I said they're going to be. I said that's a scary team. I would have them probably around the same.
You basically said you said that they were contenders. Like that's a contending team.
Did I say it in the video? That's it in that video.
This is literally what you said right now. That's what you said.
No, I did not. I literally just said the opposite. Could you not say they're not contenders?
You literally said they could make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I said they're dark horse Eastern Conference Finals team is what I said. Dark horse. Okay. Like, I'm not picking them to make the ECF. But if some shit happened, then they possibly can. There's no chance that they're winning the championship.
So are the Heat a contending team? Because some shit happened.
The Heat have made the finals before already, though.
Bro, that's a different team and in different circumstances.
It's not that much different. It's not that much different. When you have
but it was different circumstances.
Bro, the Heat have made the finals in 2020.
Are the Heat a contending team? Are the Heat a contending team?
Yes, because they actually made the finals in 2020, made ECF in 2022, and then obviously they went to the finals again this year. They've actually shown with this nucleus they can make a deep postseason runs with Spo at the head coach. So,
but I don't see any chance of them beating the Nuggets at all. So that kind of goes against what you said.
That's in the finals, bro. We're talking about the ECF.
You just said you don't think the Nets can beat the Nuggets. That's literally what you just said.
No, I didn't. I said they're not beating the Celtics or the Bucks is what I said.
Yeah, let's see. I think there is a medium, right? There is a medium between being bad and can't beat so the Nuggets are the best team in basketball, right? Mm-hmm. Like being able to beat the best team in basketball is tough, right? But there's a difference between like whatever ECF and that, right? It's the fact that you can go to the finals. In my opinion, if I'm thinking of a contender, every team is healthy, every team is whatever, ready for the playoffs. Am I going to pick this team to win, right? Like, am I going to pick this team to go far? And like, you could make the Eastern Conference Finals and do it, right? But like you said, it doesn't happen every year, but there are flukes that happen. If you make it to the finals, more likely than not, it's not a fluke, right? If you make it to the finals like the Heat this year, I did not think they should have been there, right? But they beat the Bucks, injured, whatever. They beat the Knicks, okay, they whatever. But they beat Boston. That was, in my opinion, that's what iced it for me. Okay, they deserve to be here. They beat Boston, right? And then what? They win in 5 or 6. Did they lose in the finals in 5 or 6?
6.
Did they lose in the finals in 6?
5. They lost in 5.
Again, it's even another step. Miami. Was it a 5-game series?
Yeah, it was 5 games.
And I think it was 6.
No, they lost in 5.
Regardless, like if Denver's top dog, right? You also got to think about it as, okay, are they going to go and lose in 4 games to Denver or push it to 7, right? Like you got to kind of go in that too, because there is a medium. Because saying
they lost in 6, they literally lost in 6.
Like I'm sorry. Like right now, like whatever last year, cool.
Okay, Denver. Listen, bro. Using the Heat as a example is just dumb because they've already done this. They've done this.
I'm just saying
2 times before this.
There's a medium between
the Hawks is an actual outlier where they have not gotten to that point again since then. They were never a real contender.
There's not a Hawks ECF team in every playoffs.
But valuing, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
2022.
Go back and look.
2022.
2022.
Are you talking about on the West Side? Who's on the West Side? The Mavericks.
There's not like a fluke ECF team or WCF team that just makes the playoffs.
Do you consider a contender though? If you're gonna just like, did you consider the Hawks a contender or like?
No, that was a fluke.
Oh, okay, but the Heat were not a fluke because they've done it. You can say it's like a fluke year. The Heat have done it.
The Heat have been one of the, if not the first or the second most successful team in the East the past 4 years. The only time they've been lower than the conference finals was that year they got smacked by the Bucks. But other than that, they've been conference finals.
I don't know why we're trying to use the Heat as an example.
There are years where the 1 and 2 seeds are in the conference finals. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is like what is a contender or what is not a contender? I don't think it's can they beat the Nuggets, right? Like no, like that's not what a contender is. But I also don't think a contender is could they make the ECF? Because to be honest, anybody can make the ECF if certain things happen in the playoffs, right?
But that's literally what happened to the Heat, like literally.
Bro, they've done this 3 times already.
Bro, they've done it because of circumstances this year.
No.
What do you mean, bro?
In 2022, they were literally were not the number 1 seed in the East.
Jaden,
bro, they got to the finals this year off of straight circumstances.
No, because
what are we talking about?
Milwaukee was Milwaukee.
Bro, if you think Giannis don't go down, Miami still wins.
No,
thank you. Stop.
That's one round. That's what I'm saying.
So you.
I'm asking you.
I think
that's one round.
That means they don't make the run.
But I'm just saying. Milwaukee. So you get lucky with Milwaukee. You get lucky with New York. Beating Boston and pushing.
How do you get lucky with New York?
They was gonna beat New York.
Yeah, exactly.
New York.
New York's not like you get a lucky draw with New York. Like I'm not worried about New York, right? I'm just saying like I think they would have been more scared to face Cleveland than New York, right? They get lucky with New York winning the series.
Miami is just a better. Even if once they beat New York, a lot of people had them going to the finals because Miami can beat Boston. if it was the first, if they would have won the first playing game, they would have seen Boston first round, and they probably beat Boston the first
round. That's what I'm saying. Boston's a good basketball team. Like the fact they beat Boston, you push Denver to 6. I think it's like okay, now like I think they're more legit. It's just the fact where it's like if the Hawks do it, I mean, just look up matchup wise. Do the Hawks even get a game or 2 against Phoenix? They just don't match up well against Phoenix. Giannis does. Giannis matches up well because he's
the Hawks ECF run was as much. We got to give credit to Trae Young for being the best player.
Been the team that made it.
Wait, no, see, don't do that because literally when I was talking about when we were ranking Trae Young and stuff like that, you're like, oh my gosh, he led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. I said, bro, it was the COVID year. It's a whole bunch of circumstances that went into that. You're like, no, he still let them. So what are you about to do? You're about to pull. No. But look at what Latif is about to do. He's about to pull something out of his ass and say that the Eastern Conference, them making it to the Eastern Conference Finals was a fluke. Or it
was a fluke, yeah. But you don't just erase that from their resume. You don't just erase it from the resume.
So why are you putting
the main thing with Trae? We're gonna get into the Trae Young. We're gonna get into the Trae Young. We're gonna get into the top.
Why are you not answering my question though? Why are you putting it against them now? So why are you
we're talking about the team.
Why does it matter?
We were talking about the team if they were contenders. They were not contenders. No. Did Trae Young lead them to the ECF? Yes. Were they contenders? No. It's that simple.
Can I say my last point about Dame?
Oh.
Sorry, we're going back to Dame.
This makes no sense.
We gotta
you say stuff that fits your agenda, bro.
Were they? Go ahead, Q.
Nah, go ahead, Max.
I was gonna say my last thing about Dame is I'm not gonna lie, I would feel really bad for Dame if he has to sit through these terrible Portland years and then he does get dealt to like San Antonio. You know what I mean? Like that's the only reason why like I'm trying to like I kind of am okay with him saying it is because I hope he ends up on a contender because I mean after all this like he needs to go do something. But like yeah, sorry. I'm not trying to translate it all the way back, but
with this memo, because all 30 teams got it, and it's not just for Dame, it's really for everybody else that's about to do it. What this does is just put pressure on Miami, because now Portland literally can take any package they want. Like,
yeah, and I think
just go take the best package unless Miami keeps some surefire whatever.
I wish it was more
in Utah. So
yeah,
it's Dame, Lowry, Keontae.
I miss when like LeBron's summer. Like, I remember like a picture in summer of 2010 or whatever. There's like a picture of like LeBron in a New York jersey and a Chicago jersey, in a Miami jersey. Like right, like he has like a list of teams you're gonna go to. I think it's like I get it, right? Like it's almost like how is this gonna happen? But if Miami can find a way to trade for him, other teams can as well. You know what I'm saying? Like other teams could make a 3-team trade or try and put something together where it works. So like I don't see what would be bad about going to a team like Los Angeles, right? If the Clippers try and go get him, the Clippers might want him, right? Maybe he doesn't want to play with Joel Embiid. That's cool. But like, there's got to be more than one basketball team you want to play for. Like, there has to be more than one basketball team.
Bro, but they won't. If this memo is saying that, is essentially saying that Portland may take the best package, and the Clippers can get the best package. Any other like not many contenders can get the best package. The only teams can get the best package like maybe the Pelicans, but they have like
Pelicans have the best package.
So that's my thing. I think the Pels and
the money. Making the money match is kind of hard though. Making the money match with the Pelicans,
it's literally not. It's
I
not.
thought you got
how is it not?
It's not.
Why the fuck would they want CJ? Come on, bro.
It's for salary filler. It's for salary filler.
They have enough guards. Give me. How you make money with CJ?
You put CJ.
But you also use they big. You gotta keep BI. The big CJ just has to make the money work, but you sweeten that by giving them Trey and like somebody else. You probably give them Trey and Dyson or something like that.
How you feel about that?
They got enough guards. They don't need Dyson. They don't need Dyson. They don't need them. They don't need
just
them. They
throwing things in because they have the picks.
If anything, it's the picks.
Make a 3-team then. Make a 3.
You don't need Dyson. You don't need Dyson in there. You don't need
Dyson
in there. You don't need Dyson in there. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm saying you give them 4 first-round picks right now. That's already enough. Now you're just looking for money. And
I really give me Hurd, Trey. Give me Hurd. We gonna make the contract.
I don't think they're giving both. I don't think they'll give both Trey.
It doesn't look like you can trade Herb. It doesn't look like you trade Herb.
You can't trade Herb. You literally can't trade Herb.
Give me Trey. Give me like Trey and like 4 first-round picks. Jonas Valanciunas and I guess CJ. But
that's enough.
That moves the needle. That moves the needle.
You go from
my point is it's other teams. It's other teams, but outside of like
the money could easily work, right? The money could easily work. And to be honest, if they don't like that package, go talk to, I don't know, Houston, Utah, some team who has so many young pieces, and try and send another young guy up there, send a young forward up there. I think like
how many years CJ McCollum got on his contract? I don't want to. They want to pay him for 3-4 years.
The only way to do it, you got to take him. But if you take CJ's contract and you can get 4 first-round picks and like 2-3 young players, that's worth it. I think a team like New Orleans, when you put Dame on that team, it moves them up.
Dame, BI, and potentially
a healthy Zion is a very good team.
Moving people.
I agree.
Even if Zion goes down, you still got Dame and BI.
That's a top 5 seed.
Anybody saying that don't move, you being ignorant right now.
Oh, I'm not gonna ever say that. I'm just saying healthy Zion is funny.
Like that'd be a very fun basketball team to watch.
And they still don't even need him to be a fringe top 6 team in the West.
You don't even got to be a number 1 scorer. You just got to be effective. He's got to be efficient.
I don't know. I think Brooklyn has one of the best packages, though. Brooklyn got one of the best packages in the NBA.
Right.
Jay, what you got? What's peak? What's peak Pelicans if you guys get Dame? I know we're going off topic, but
I think we're raising banners, bro. That's what I see. I mean, first off, I forgot who said it. If you have you said if you add Dame or something like that, you're a top 5 team. First off, with a healthy Zion,
I said top 4 or 5 seed.
Oh, okay, for sure. With a healthy Zion, you're already that. Like you're literally already that. So if you add Dame, like the sky's the limit, man.
That's what I'm saying.
We've never seen it before. So
the problem
with a healthy Zion, you're not already that. Hold on, Q. Because the team's looking weird. With a healthy Zion, you're not already a top 5 team.
With just Zion and BI, they're not better than Denver. They're not better than Phoenix.
They're not better than Lakers.
They're not better than the Lakers.
Okay.
I would say they're not better than Dallas.
A 39. Stop. That is crazy. Well,
Dallas, Memphis has been a 2 seed back-to-back years. I don't even like Memphis. Like
we have 4 right now, and that's without Dame.
Yeah, he said. Wait, you said with a healthy Zion, they what?
No, he's just saying Zion and BI. He's saying just Zion and BI.
Healthy Zion and BI. There's only 5 teams legitimately better than them in the West.
I think you can make arguments about other teams, but I think if you put,
I don't think the Grizzlies are better than the Pelicans.
They've shown it the past 2 years. They've been.
You got to go off a little bit of the history. So for right now, but that's
Ja is gone for 25 games.
Huh?
Do we see them staying afloat for 25 games?
I mean, we could say the same thing about the Pelicans. Zion.
What year was Zion healthy?
Like
like 2021,
right?
It's the same. Yeah. It's the same issue. It's the same issue where it's like if Zion missed time, Josh missed 25 games. It's just
2020.
That was a crazy year, bro. There was no off season. Like, bro, come on now.
If you add Dame to that, you in that top 5
I agree.
mix.
I think you could push
you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo.
All right.
I don't think it's a guaranteed top 4 seed for having.
Hop into this list. Let me
I don't think that's a guaranteed top 4 seed with Zion and BI. That's not.
This nigga's a weirdo, bro.
Anyways, let's get into Jaden's. We're using Jaden's list. His top 10 point guard rankings in the entire NBA. This is going to be exciting to say the least. But let me know you're ready, Jaden.
All right, I'm ready. So at number 1, I have Steph Curry. Number 2, I have Luka. Number 3, I have Dame. Number 4, I have SGA. Number 5, I have Ja. Number 6, I have Trae Young. You want me to redo that for number 6?
No, but go ahead. No.
Number 7. What?
Let's go, bro.
Why do you keep saying no? All right.
You asked me, do I want you to redo it? I said no.
Okay, number 7, I have James Harden. Number 8, I have Kyrie. Number 9, I have De'Aaron Fox. And number 10, I have Jalen Brunson.
Now, can you say this? My top 10 point guards. 'Cause I need that for the beginning of TikTok.
My top 10 point guards.
Never mind, bro. Jesus Christ.
No. I was just no. Let me just redo it, bro. Like
redo it.
You just have you saying, "Okay, Jay, what are your top 10 point guards?" And then he goes, "No."
No. He wants me to be the starter of the TikTok. That's actually good. Good job, T. All right, my top 10 point guards. Number 1, I have Steph. Number 2, I have Luka. Number 3, I have Dame. Number 4, I have SGA. Number 5, I have Ja. Number 6, I have Trey Young. Number 7, I have James Harden. Number 8, I have Kyrie Irving. Number 9, I have De'Aaron Fox. And number 10, I have Jalen Brunson.
All right, I'm gonna just say my little thing first because I don't care that much. It's not that big of a deal. I put Shea over Dame, but I'm not mad at it either way. It's not a big deal.
Honorable mentions. I have Jamal Murray on the cusp. I have Halliburton on the cusp, and then I have Darius Garland on the cusp. I wanted to add that because I really did want to have Jamal Murray on this list.
I would put Fox over Kyrie, not by much. I think Harden, Fox, Kyrie's close, but I would put Fox over Kyrie, and then Brunson. I know Q, you don't like Halliburton. Brunson and Halliburton, I wouldn't switch them, but they are neck and neck. Like I'm going back and forth between those two.
It's not that I don't like Halliburton. It's that the assist numbers aren't like.
You think they're inflated?
They are inflated, but they're not like real playmaking assist numbers. Like it's almost like he just like more than not, he's just passing it to them and they just happen to make it. Like he not getting them open. They're getting like Buddy Hield. He not getting Buddy Hield open. Buddy Hield getting open on his own. You know what I'm saying?
He's passing it to open guys.
But it's like, all right, I get it. And he got the All-Star. So it's like I can't take nothing away from him. My only thing with the list, I probably just jump, like, put De'Aaron Fox up like 2 spots and then, drop Harden and Kyrie back.
Yep. Tiff?
Yeah. Jalen Brunson is better than Tyrese Halliburton. That's not a conversation. That's 1. 2, I think De'Aaron Fox is better than James Harden and Kyrie Irving at this point. I think Kyrie Irving is more the argument, to be honest. But I think you could probably argue James Harden. Yeah, if you want to, we can do it. Whoever want to argue James Harden, let's do it. Because I personally feel like right now, De'Aaron Fox is a top 20 player in this game. I think James Harden is a little bit closer to like 23, 25. I think Kyrie is a little closer to 25 too. I got them right in that same little area. When I've been ranking players recently, I had De'Aaron Fox about 18, 19. It's early in his career. I don't think he had the adept spacing, coaching, none of that for him to succeed. He's got better as a shooter. He's got better in the mid range. He's got better attacking the basket. He's got better as a playmaker. But yes, De'Aaron Fox, this is his first year breaking out, whatever. But he never had the right team. Is anybody disputing that?
What'd you say?
Is anybody disputing that De'Aaron Fox did not have the right team, did not have the right coach for him to succeed? Is anybody disputing that?
Mike Brown unlocked him.
No, he did not. But
no, I think
Mike Brown unlocked the team. Yes.
The move on it, what unlocked everything was Sabonis.
Yes, last year when Sabonis came,
unlocked everything.
Last year when Sabonis came, he played a lot better. He didn't have to share the ball with Tyrese Halliburton.
The other Sacramento teams, I feel like they just kept throwing new guards at him. Like they kept throwing new guard pieces. They never gave him a big he never played with Boogie. Am I crazy? Was he?
No, hell no.
2017. That's the year they traded him, right? 2017 was the year Boogie went to New Orleans. He's in the 2017 draft, I think. Maybe I'm tweaking, but he never played with a competent big or a competent wing. Maybe Rudy.
People want to say De'Aaron Fox just now breaking out. Obviously, he's made improvements, but he never ever had the right system around him, right coach around him, right team around him. And once you give him adept spacing, you see how great he can be. You see how he can put pressure on the rim, be one of the best rim finishers in the NBA. You see how he was one of the most clutch players in the NBA this year. You see how he was great.
Now I want to argue.
Okay.
Based on everything you said, there's no possible way that De'Aaron Fox is better than Kyrie Irving. Like legitimately better than Kyrie Irving's numbers just off the surface was better than De'Aaron Fox this year. If Kyrie doesn't request a trade, him and Kevin Durant are still on the Nets. They're probably at least in the second in the playoff.
That's why I had them
historical
over.
year again. 50, 40, 90.
Yep.
Amazing efficiency. Was a better scorer. We know he's a better rim finisher. Probably one of a top 5 rim finisher in the league. Period.
I think the rim
top 5 finisher in the league. Period.
If you go look at the rim finishing numbers, they're gonna be close. I promise you they will. I will. Go ahead. You keep going. You keep going, and I go look it up because I think.
Who do you trust more late with the ball in their hands, De'Aaron Fox or Kyrie Irving? Don't be silly.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Kyrie Irving actually he
is
averaged
the better one in the clutch.
Yeah, he is. I think he's actually Yeah,
so everything you just stated, you literally described Kyrie Irving.
Okay, now let me retort this. I feel like they're in 2 different positions right now, whereas Kyrie is a 2, and I think De'Aaron Fox right now is a 1A, 1B type player. I don't think he.
De'Aaron Fox is not a 1.
Not on a championship team. No, not on a championship team. I'm talking about this year. He was the one on the team that made the playoffs. He led them. He took the Warriors to Game 7 while being comfortably the best player on the team. Where Sabonis dropped off in the playoffs, where he was trash in the playoffs, and we've seen De'Aaron Fox step up and take the Warriors to 7. And if he didn't get injured, we may have seen an entirely different outcome. I think his play fell off a little bit after he got injured. He was great still in the clutch against the Warriors, but Stephen Curry was a little bit better. We saw the levels there. We saw the levels in team and experience there. But he just had a great time, a great first for it being his first time in the playoffs. It was great, I think.
Situation, the situation.
And did I not say Kyrie Irving? You could argue with De'Aaron Fox. Did I not say that? I said in my opening monologue. I said I would rather argue Kyrie Irving and De'Aaron Fox than James Harden and De'Aaron Fox, just because Harden's historic drop off in the playoffs, which is really, really bad. His inconsistencies in the playoffs is really, really bad.
I thought we literally talked about before we started filming, and you said
no. That's Q. That's Q's way of. Q way
of I thought you just said that.
No, that was Q. Q does the 65-35 thing. I put a heavy emphasis.
But I'm saying, I thought we talked about beforehand. We're not bringing up 5-6 years past. So we're not.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, that's like saying.
He was trash in both. He was trash last year too.
Bro.
Huh? He was trash last year too in the playoffs. He was trash last year and this year.
That's a known thing though.
I'm just saying, like, how was De'Aaron Fox playoffs last year?
His team, he had a trash.
I love De'Aaron Fox, but like, I was just like, I don't know. I'm not saying.
Oh, you talking about last year? He was good. He was good this year.
No, last year I'm just saying Harden at least did enough to make the playoffs or had a good.
He played with Joel Embiid. Let's not do that. Let's not.
But like, that's not. When's the last time Harden missed the playoffs?
Brother, he hasn't been a one by himself in years. He played with Joel Embiid. Of course they're gonna make the playoffs.
Fox I don't know. Playing with the bonus
this year.
Yeah,
I agree. Like,
and that's not.
Yeah, he probably went somewhere.
You know how we feel about Sabonis. Come on, bro. Sabonis ain't all that. He's not all that.
Wait, but Sabonis opened up everything for De'Aaron Fox.
Through the regular season, that team ran real well because Sabonis unlocked everything with all the dribble handles, and he literally opened up the court. That's why De'Aaron Fox had a lot of.
I think he opened up the court was more also with Kevin Huerter, Keegan Murray, who can stretch the floor. Then Harrison Barnes was hitting threes this year. So I think he just had a better Malik Monk. Like they just got better shooters around him. So that's why I feel like it. And also, yes, Sabonis was a part of opening up the floor for him because his dribble handoffs, his playmaking ability. But he's not that good of a playmaker. You know, he's overrated as a playmaker too. Just saying. I thought he's overrated as a playmaker.
Who, Sabonis? Or,
yes, Sabonis is overrated as a playmaker.
Oh, my fault.
When people talk about his playmaking ability, it's dribble handoffs and screens.
I thought you were saying Fox overrated.
No.
I could name another semi-big that's
no, don't do it. Jokic is not like that. Jokic. You say Jokic, don't do that.
Nah, I wasn't even gonna do that. I never even disrespected.
Okay, who are you talking about?
The team they played in the playoffs has a power forward / center that gets his playmaking off of dribble handoffs and screens.
But when Draymond get on 3-and-2 situations, he's way better than Sabonis.
Because he's more mobile. He's literally more mobile.
He's a better playmaker than him. But listen,
he ain't dotting nobody up.
Sometimes he is.
Come on, don't do that. It ain't even all that.
Okay. My top 10 point guards though is Steph at 1, Luka at 2, Dame at 3. Shai's not better than him yet. It's close though. If we're doing a single season, yeah, I have Shai over Dame. 4 Shea, 5 Ja Morant, 6 Trae Young, 7 De'Aaron Fox, 8 James Harden, 9 Kyrie Irving, and 10 Jalen Brunson.
So why would you argue Kyrie over Fox better than James Harden over Fox, but you have James Harden over Kyrie?
If you're doing so I do it the way I'm doing it right here.
He has no point.
You have
no rhyme or reason, bro.
I was literally about to get into it, bro.
There we go.
Anyways, and we doing totality of the career, which you might be doing, Jaden. Are you doing totality of the career?
I'm factoring in a lot of stuff.
How many years are you factoring in?
2, 3 recent.
Okay, player for player, I think right now
have to be recent.
Okay, player for player, I think right now, Kyrie Irving is probably better than James Harden. I think, but James Harden you got to give him his props. He led the league in assists. He was good in the regular season, but his historic drop off in the playoffs when Kyrie didn't play in the playoffs, but De'Aaron Fox did. And De'Aaron Fox is a lot better than James Harden as well. I'm not going to argue it.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying I don't get Kyrie has a better case over Fox. Harden doesn't, but Harden.
I'm talking about. So we arguing player for player. I'd rather argue James Harden and De'Aaron Fox than Kyrie Irving.
You'd rather argue the other way. You'd rather argue Kyrie and Fox.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you do a poll, if you probably poll 100 people, 100 people would probably still have Kyrie over Fox.
I'm just curious. I'm not saying
100 people are cat. 100 people be casuals. It depends on who we talking to.
The casual thing get thrown around because just because people are casuals and they say a lot of things that other people say doesn't mean they're wrong. It could just be that is correct. Everybody's just feeding to be different. Sometimes just tell the truth. 9 times out of 10, people are gonna say Kyrie's better than De'Aaron Fox. But if you say De'Aaron Fox over James Harden, you're gonna get a lot of different answers. That's what makes it an argument.
I'll
take Kyrie over De'Aaron Fox on that Kings team. Like me personally.
Okay.
I'm not trying to call you out or anything. I'm just curious.
The difference. So I did it.
Whoa.
What?
I kind of wanted to bring something up.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw it, Max. I know Q and Jaden saw. I did a 30.
Oh, my bad, gang. You didn't let me finish what I was finna say, bro.
He's asked me a question.
Yeah, Latif was talking earlier.
All right, no, you got it.
I did a top 30 list earlier, like a few weeks ago. Q and Jaden saw, and I had De'Aaron Fox at 18 off of the 1 season. It's like a 1 season player list because got to factor in durability and all that regular season and playoffs. So that's where I had Kyrie over Harden off of 1 season. But if we going back years, then James Harden obviously better than Kyrie and De'Aaron Fox.
Do we all agree top 5? Top 5 is top 5 and Trae Young is 6.
Top 5 pretty much say.
Top 5 and Trae Young is 6.
Yep. I think you can argue Trae Young over Ja though.
Top 6. There's a top 6 point guards though. There's a top 6, right? From Steph, Luka, whoever you have first, Shea or Dame. If you have Ja over Shea or Dame, whatever, there's a top 6 with those guys, I think.
You Jaden, you got something to bring up or what?
No, I was just wondering because I didn't see it on the topic list, but I know I think last episode or something, I don't think we touched on it. I think it was T-Mac's comments. Are we going to touch on that?
T-Mac, what did T-Mac say?
T-Mac and Dr. J both, in my opinion, came down on Harden and Durant on the super team stuff, right? They moved around from team to team. And T-Mac said, why is Harden, why is he mad or why does he want to move? It doesn't make sense. He's played with so many All-Stars or something. So
I get it for what they're saying, but I just feel like it's hypocritical because we've seen people do that before LeBron James. We've seen people do that before Kevin Durant. Charles Barkley ring chase. I don't know why this is not a thing.
T-Mac could have been on the best team of all time. T-Mac could have paired up with Tim Duncan in Orlando. Yeah. That team could have been
Greg Popovich supposedly stopped that.
Who did?
Grant Hill was there, but he got injured. So
who almost stopped it?
Greg Popovich wasn't trading Tim Duncan.
They it was something where Tim was set to go, but apparently was it Van Gundy or it was Doc Rivers said he couldn't bring his wife on team planes.
Yeah, I think he was turned off.
That sent it off, and then he came back they got back to San Antonio, and someone was don't send him back there. He went back there, and Pop and everyone convinced him.
But so I think those comments are just insight as far as it was other team people doing that. I think the Rockets had a super team at one point.
Clyde left Portland to go to the Rockets.
Yeah,
Clyde, Chuck was there.
The Rockets had a super
team.
team.
Was there at the end.
Yeah.
Lakers always had stars. The Celtics had stars. Like
Malone and Gary Payton.
GP with Shaq and Kobe. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
like just because they did it a different way, that don't mean it wasn't seen that was very, very loaded.
Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce.
So people
MJ had super teams. They just drafted them.
No. They didn't have a super team.
Yes.
I don't think it was a super team. That was nonsense.
Yes.
I wouldn't say super teams. They had 2 legitimate stars. Then they'll bring in like that one extra person.
But they was like role players though. Still,
but it was the year MJ left. Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong were both all stars.
Not yet, because Horace Grant was that Dennis Rodman for Dennis Rodman.
He just scored.
Ron Harper was a 20-point per game scorer before he even got to Chicago. He just changed his role.
Like
he could have scored 20 points in Chicago.
Like ring change is like a little different because they built it from the ground up. You draft Jordan, you draft Pippen, you draft you know what I'm saying? Like it's different. But like you still have these like amazing teams, and you sign Rodman, you sign these other guys who can be like good role players. So
all right, we're getting off topic. Let's get into NFL. Earlier, I think it was yesterday. Johnathan Taylor requested a trade after speaking with Jim Irsay, and Jim Irsay basically saying that he was not going to pay him what his agent was asking for, what Johnathan Taylor was asking for. He said he wasn't going to pay him, and then Johnathan Taylor requested a trade. And then after that, Jim Irsay made it worse. But after the trade request coming out, he said, if I die tonight and Johnathan Taylor is out of the league, no one's going to miss us. The league goes on. We know that. The National Football League rolls on. It doesn't matter who comes in, who goes. And it's a privilege to be a part of it.
I don't get what that means.
I mean, he's not lying. Yeah, I don't think that makes any sense. But he's not lying.
No, I think Jim Irsay is an idiot. I think Jim Irsay is personally an idiot.
Nah, he's probably the dumbest and worst owner now that Dan Snyder is going.
Yeah,
like,
hold on. I think Jim Irsay is an idiot, especially when Johnathan Taylor is literally their offense. In 2020, they were not making the playoffs without. Was it 2020 or 2021? I think it was 2021. But I think 2021. Johnathan Taylor was their entire offense in 2021. He's the reason they got to the playoffs. Because of Johnathan Taylor. Like, you don't go out and, speak against your entire offense. I don't know why you would do that. And the fact that they don't want to pay him when they have a young quarterback in Anthony Richardson and he's going to be the bulk of their offense, Johnathan Taylor I'm talking about, it's crazy to me. I think he's one of those cases where he should get paid because he's a workhorse back. You can run an entire offense around him. You can run an efficient offense around Johnathan Taylor. Does he project to have a long career? No, but Johnathan Taylor was their entire offense, and for you to come out and ostracize him like that, I think it's crazy. Jim Irsay is one of the most erratic, trash owners in recent history. He also said, "Who remember the coach treat their players better than any organization?" That's a flat out bold lie. That's a flat out bold lie.
That's crazy.
Peyton Manning got hurt and y'all cut him. Then y'all had Andrew Luck and never put any type of protection around him. Ever.
He still went out there.
Wait, but didn't Peyton Manning like break his neck or some crazy?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, but they just cut him. They cut him. You realize that Peyton Manning, he spends his time around the Denver Broncos way more than he spends his time around.
Yeah, he lives out there. He lives out in Denver or something.
Yeah, like for him to come out here and say like we treat our players the best when they literally instead of hiring someone in house went out and got Jeff Saturday as their head coach. Like, come on, bro. The Colts are becoming an unserious franchise. Me personally, that's what I think.
It's sad because the running back position is how it is right now, right? Like, it's sad because like there are to an extent some of them are replaceable, right? Sometimes you have a replaceable back with just drafting someone, but like I don't know, why not sign? If I get players want a long-term deal, but why not sign JT to like I don't know a short-term deal? Just give him his money and develop Anthony Richardson with him. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest thing about developing your quarterback, if you can have a Pro Bowl level running back, it takes so much pressure off Anthony Richardson. Like everyone's worried about the run, everyone's worried about whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes so much pressure off of AR. What is it? AR5? It's not AR15 anymore. But it takes so much pressure off Anthony Richardson, right? Like he can hand the ball off to JT and be confident that he's actually going to get a first. He's going to get positive yardage. Like it's not going to be a play where like he's worried about if he's going to have to scramble, if he's going to have to make this pass every single time. Like their O-line could beef up a little bit more, I guess. But like having JT can't hurt the development of Anthony Richardson. So I don't know. I think it's like, I get it. You don't want to pay him long-term. Injuries always happen as a running back position. You can pay someone cheaper. Like it's a tough spot. Like we've seen it with Jacobs. We see it with Saquon. We saw it with CMC. Like, it's tough because you don't want to pay him because of injuries. But I don't see why you wouldn't pay him short term at least just to try and get a deal done. But
I will say before Q goes, though, running backs have to realize that the market is changing. It's been changing for years, and diversify their games. Your careers are shorter than average players. If the only thing you can do is run the ball, your career is gonna be a lot shorter. Learn how to be a receiver. Learn how to be a threat out of the backfield. Like, you see players like Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers are more than fine with paying him because what he brings to the field. He can be a receiver. He can be a great runner. And I heard Travis Etienne speak on this. Like, I think Travis Etienne is that same mode where you can be productive in the backfield. You can be productive as a receiver. The game is changing. You need to evolve with the game. Like, you need to be a receiving threat too.
Think about Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley and David Johnson were the best running backs in the game, and now they are out of football, right? Like, Todd Gurley and David Johnson literally were the best running backs in football, and then 2-3 years later, they're done. It's sad, but it's the truth. Like, it's how it goes.
This is like the running back situation. It can't be the same idea and like game plan for all teams because all teams don't have the same structure. If you have a young quarterback or a bad quarterback, pay your running back. If he's a top 10 running back, pay him. You pay Johnathan Taylor, you pay Saquon, you pay Josh Jacobs. I understand this dual threat thing. You can't name more than 5 running backs out the top 15 that can't run or catch. The only one that can't really catch is Derrick Henry, but he's just that good of a runner that it's like, all right, whatever. But everybody in that top 10 can literally go out there and get you 1,400 yards on the ground and probably give you 500, receiving. JT's one of those dudes. He hasn't, but he can get you like 200, 300, 400 yards in the receiving game if you sit there and dump it down to him. Same thing with Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara. They all can do it.
But players like Travis Etienne, Aaron Jones, Christian McCaffrey, I think they can do it at a higher level than everybody else. And I feel like if more running backs were,
you ain't really seen it from Etienne. I know he can do it because I watched him in college. I know he can do it, but you ain't really seen him really go out there and be that guy.
Let me see.
He gets a lot of sweet passes. A lot of swings. All running backs can do it.
I'm surprised the Packers have done what they've done for such a long time. They have 2 good running backs. Like, I don't know.
They got Aaron Jones the mix, but A.J. Dillon, he one of those.
Yeah, 300 yards.
But it's just the fact that it's like, I feel like, like what the Cowboys just did with Zeke and Tony Pollard, right?
Yeah.
I thought it would be this change in the guard. You let go of Jones and you keep A.J. Dillon. They've made both work. They've made both, like, pieces of their offense. They're both getting touches. Like, I think A.J., is Aaron Jones actually getting paid too? He's not getting, I think
he just took a pay cut.
But he signed like 2-3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But he got a deal. So A.J. Dillon, I thought like this would be this whole thing of phasing him out and whatever, like fitting within it, right? Like you kind of phase out the old, the good. Like he's still a great running back, but
they phased out Jamal Williams so that way A.J. Dillon could get Jamal Williams touches.
Yeah, I guess. But like still, you don't see many teams with those 2 kind of like, I'll say fantasy relevant running backs, right? When we talk about fantasy football, like not many teams have 2 relevant running backs. Like it's a tough thing to do because you got to split carries and everything.
And they still gonna do it because now they got Jordan Love, who they don't really know. So like it's imperative that I got both of them back there.
Yeah,
it's just weird. The Colts, they needed Johnathan Taylor for that to really move me as a team because now it's like Anthony Richardson got a lot more pressure on his hands because you could go out and get another running back, but 1,000 yards ain't the same for every back. Like. It's just different.
It's not going to be 1,000 yards. The offensive line is not that good. And Johnathan Taylor really hit that.
If he didn't get hurt, if Johnathan Taylor didn't get hurt last year behind that bad old line, he would have still had 11, like probably 1,000 plus behind that bad old line. That's just how good he is.
But what changed? What changed between them having like the best O line in football?
They never was the best O line.
Yes, they had a great O line.
They were a top 5 O line for years.
Where are we talking about? Where are we talking about?
Because up until last year, they had a top 5 O line.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what changed?
I think Johnathan Taylor made them a little bit better than what they were seeing.
In 2021. In 2021, they were great because their O-line was Quentin Nelson was one of the best players in the league. Like their team was great.
The year after Luck left, they had a top 5 O-line, and then
that's what I'm like. I don't know why this O-line's bad. I'm very like
they lost the left tackle. They lost their left tackle.
Costanzo? Or who was it?
It was somebody for that.
Because like I don't know why they can't turn this around and become not top 5 again.
They had the highest paid O-line last year.
Just top half of the league. Like they had a amazing O-line, the worst O-line. Like why can't they get up at all? But anyways,
yeah, it switched like overnight. Like
it's
it
crazy.
Just overnight.
What if Johnathan Taylor does get traded, where would you like to see him go?
Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah,
I heard that. Yes, I heard that twice.
I don't know. I kind of like the young running backs. I like Roshan. I like Khalil Herbert staying in the backfield. I'm fine with the young guys.
You can trade them in an instant. If not Johnathan
Roshan,
Taylor.
a lot of people like Roshan. I'd say Buffalo.
They just don't got the.
Yeah,
I think it'd be like if you give Josh Allen like an actual running threat, it'd be very, very interesting. Maybe if
I just don't know how they pull that off.
I think if you can get him in Kansas City, if you could say get Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of here, put him in Kansas City as the workhorse back, you still got Jerick McKinnon as a passing back. I think it could be great because we never see. I think last time we saw them with their running back was
Kareem Hunt.
I was gonna say Jamal Charles. Like I'm sorry, we've not seen a workhorse back like that for a while. So I would love to see it in KC. I would love to see him go to a contender. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's I think the Travis Etienne, the Christian McCaffrey type builds where they can go be a pass catching back is like more attractive for these mobile quarterbacks, right? Like Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, right? You get out of the pocket, Aaron Rodgers, like you get out of the pocket, you want to go. It's not gonna be this stationary, right? You don't want to do a draw play or just a run the whole time.
Didn't Alvin Kamara get paid too?
Alvin Kamara? Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Aaron Jones and Dalvin Cook all got paid at the same time.
These running backs, I think that can diversify are lasting longer too.
I guess like a hit or miss. In my opinion, Dalvin Cook he's not a receiving back, in my opinion.
No, last year didn't he have like 400 yards? Am I tripping?
I mean,
I think he had 400, but he always been a good pass catcher out the backfield.
I was just looking at his stats, bro.
I was gonna say like I feel like
he's coming to the Jets. I was looking at his stats a few days ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you got like Kenneth Walker out in Seattle. Like he is a running back, right? Like he's a downfield runner. He's got to get like a
300 yards receiving last year.
I'm saying like Kenneth Walker like had a great year last year, but they just drafted who's the guy from UCLA?
Zach Charbonnet.
He got hurt.
He actually got hurt.
Yeah, him and Kenneth Walker are both hurt.
They were talking about splitting carries, but like Kenneth Walker had an amazing year for a rookie last year, and they're talking about splitting carries for whatever receiving purposes, whatever. Pete Carroll normally I feel like runs multiple running backs since Marshawn. He's always had Carson. He had DJ Dallas. You run a committee. So, but he had a great year last year. Why would you take touches away from him? And I don't know. It sucks, but.
Yeah, I think he should go to Miami though. They need a running back.
I don't think so. I
honestly own the roster.
I know, but Johnathan Taylor is obviously upgrade from all of them.
I think their team works more with a name.
Yeah, it's a San Fran offense. They don't need one back. They need about 3 or 4.
I don't think they need a formal running back. Yeah. They need a Raheem Mostert coming out the backfield. They need a pass catching back. I don't think their offense works well. I think that's what I'm saying. I think Casey would be stick, but I don't think Casey even fits. I think Buffalo could fit though.
Okay. All right, let's get into our NFC West preview. We're gonna go through the standings, and then I got a couple questions for you guys about all of the teams, their biggest questions this season. Who want to start with the standings? Anybody?
I'll
volunteer. Go ahead, Max.
All right, I got the 49ers going 13-4, the Seahawks going 10-7, and I have the Rams and the Cardinals both at 3-14.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a tough job this year. I think I know I've talked a lot of smack about the Steelers and the Browns, but I do think as far as playing the AFC North, I don't think the Rams and the Cardinals get a game. I don't think I think they get swept by the Seahawks and the Niners. I know I feel like it's a pretty tight division as far as like their in division play. Like the Rams, the Cardinals could both sneak out a game in other years, but especially if Stafford isn't there, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but Stafford has no one to throw the ball to. They have no running back. They have no O-line. They have Aaron Donald. You know what I'm saying? They have very few pieces. We know how bad the Cardinals are, so I don't got to say much about that.
All right, I'll go next. My standings are: I got the 49ers at 12-5. I got the Seahawks at 10-7. I got the Rams at 4-13. I got the Cardinals at 2-15. I think.
Wait, what do you have the Rams?
4-13. I think I got the 49ers taking a slight step back because all the uncertainty around quarterback. I know that they've dealt with that in prior years.
You said 12-5?
Yeah, 12-5. They dealt with that in prior years, and they're still one of the best rosters in the NFL. But I think the uncertainty at quarterback will hurt them a little bit in the beginning of the season. And I think teams are not going to be as shocked about Brock Purdy coming into this year. They're going to have a little bit of film on him. I think Kyle Shanahan still going to make things a lot easier for him. But Trey Lance is looking like he's going to be not the starter. Brock Purdy might start week 1, but
I heard he was doing good in training camp, bro.
Today, other days, no. But I low-key think that Sam Darnold's going to be the starter. And I don't know if it's a hot take. I think Sam Darnold I think Sam Darnold low-key still has some talent left. I think Kyle Shanahan can unlock him, and I think he could potentially be the starters for the 49ers at the end of the season.
Would y'all think it's crazy if they played 2 quarterbacks?
Yes.
Would y'all think it's crazy if they brought Purdy and then they brought Lance in for new looks? Would you guys think that's crazy?
I think it would be smart.
If any coach would do it, it'd be Shanahan, I think. Get in new looks. You have different formations. If you're doing a read option, you bring in Trey Lance. If you're doing a normal pass play, you bring in Sam. You know what I'm saying? I would not be I would be shocked, I think, if they did it, but I would not put it past Kyle Shanahan. So
yeah. So and then speaking on the Cardinals, I think Cardinals gonna be the number 1 overall pick contenders this season. Their roster is terrible.
Dinky.
They were one of the worst offense. They were one of the worst offense last year. They were one of the defense last year. I think Kyle's gonna miss at least 8 weeks probably. I think they could probably scrape it through wins out at home if Kyle Murray come back maybe. But if they don't have D-Hop no more. Orlando Brown is their best receiver, I think, and their defense is terrible. Buda Baker still got his trade request going on. He might be moved,
he just got paid. He
got paid. He got paid. Okay, cool. But yeah, the Cardinals roster suck. We're gonna talk about it later. But
what do you have the Cardinals going?
2-15.
2-15, yeah.
Yep, one of the worst teams in the NFL. Give me your standings. You got Q. You go. You went yet?
San Fran 12-5. I think they're 12-5 though, because it's gonna be a little bit different. I think they're gonna make a late season push because I think they trade for Kirk Cousins. That's why I think they probably start off so they go get Kirk and they just get the ball rolling because he always wanted Kirk. He never wanted Jimmy Garoppolo in the first place. If they had Kirk, they probably had 1 Super Bowl, maybe 2.
Why not Stafford? He might be easier to get.
No, I'm cool. I'm
He
cool with Stafford.
I think he might be easier to get.
That's in the division, so I'm not. I don't think that's going to.
If he's healthy, he's better than.
I agree. Stafford's a better quarterback, and he could be cheaper.
Anyways, finish.
How much better is he better than Kirk?
If it's the difference, if Kirk's a second or third,
what do you think Matt Stafford is? 8, 9.
What in the league?
Healthy, he's 9.
Yeah, 8, 9, maybe 10.
That's Kirk good.
Kirk is at and any given year he could be from 13 to 10. So if that's almost.
So if the asking price for Stafford is cheaper, then why would you not go with the better quarterback?
It probably won't be. Kirk is on the last year of his deal.
But
you can go get him right now. You can go get him right now for Trey Lance or probably a third.
I don't even think you need. I think you're looking at Stafford for a 5th or a 6th.
No. And then his money.
The Rams not need him.
The money. You gotta think about the money.
Finish your standings. I'm gonna check out his contract.
Seahawks 9-8 again. Rams 6-11, and then I'd be surprised if they win 2 games. But that's because Kyler Murray could come back around week 6. But if they're 0-6, you might as well just not play and just get that number 1 pick. But that could be bad for him too because he might be out the door.
Okay. No, I had to do my list, buddy. Weirdo. For the 49ers, I got them going 13-4. Seahawks, I got them going 10-7. For Rams, I got them going 6-11, and for Cardinals, I got them going 2-15.
What 6 wins y'all got for the Rams? I'm trying to see what y'all talking about.
I got you right now.
They are going to suck.
Yeah, I think it's
also. I'm surprised you went 9-8 for Seahawks. I think they got better this year.
I don't think they got a lot better.
What were they at last season?
They're
9-8.
9-8.
I think they're glaring
issues.
So
you don't think they split with the 49ers?
I split them with it.
Maybe.
The front
historically they don't beat the 49ers.
How did they address the front seven?
I don't think they really did.
Like that was their biggest issue was front seven, and they didn't adjust.
They did adjust their secondary a little
bit.
Players
in the front seven.
I wouldn't even say their secondary was terrible. Their secondary was promising. I think front seven.
Their secondary, the entire defense was trash last year. But I think
they're starting basically 3 rookies in the second, like at corner. Tariq Hill is not a rookie, and Kobe Bryant is not a rookie, but Devon Witherspoon is a rookie, and those are 2 second-year players. Like Tariq Hill still has to get better at covering. The best hope is Quandre Diggs back there. And maybe Jamal Adams, who might be gone.
But they did get Jack Smith and Jacob, who I think they're gonna be one of the best offenses in the entire NFL, though.
I would like to change my shit to 5-12. Actually,
it's fine.
Still, offense was never their problem last year. Like that was never the issue.
They got Raiders at home. I think the Chargers are gonna lose that one. 0-1. I mean, not the Rams. Yeah. The Rams. Wait, no, this might be preseason. I don't even know.
It is.
No, that's preseason.
It's the Broncos.
Oh, when is their first game?
It's Broncos. I think it's Broncos.
Okay. First game is the Broncos?
I think so.
Yeah,
their first game is the Seahawks.
Okay. First game Seahawks. L. 49ers is gonna be L. Bengals. L. I can start out like 0-6. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
They might.
You don't think they can beat the Colts?
Not on the road.
They can beat the Colts, and they can beat the Cardinals.
They could beat the Colts, but I don't think they will.
They could possibly lose to the Colts.
Yes, for sure.
The Colts defense is good.
They're bad. They could lose any team.
That means it's a toss-up. I'm taking them to win.
It's a talk. I'm taking the Colts because their defense is going to be good.
You asked me where I see the 6 wins. You asked me where I see the 6 wins. I'm telling you. And you talking about some L. If it's a toss-up, I'm taking the W.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take the Colts because they're at home. And you think the Colts defense is still going to be elite this year? Well, like good.
They lost damn near a Pro Bowl corner.
They did. That's a big loss.
Kenny Moore is going to decline. He's not that good.
Gilmore is old. He's old.
Grover Stewart's going to get traded.
Gilmore is still good.
Butler most likely is going to get traded.
It depends.
That's going to be a bad Colts team.
I'll give them the win against the Colts, but I think I'm not because it's on the road, and I think the Colts are still if they're still intact. That's on October, but that's 10-1. They might not be traded by then. That's on the week 1, 2. That's like week 4. Yeah, they might not be traded by then. Eagles L. So already we have 1-4.
Yep.
Cardinals at home. That's a win. 2-4. Steelers L. 2-5. Cowboys L. 2-6. Packers L.
I gave him that one.
You did? I didn't.
Is it in Green Bay?
I gave him that dub.
Is it in Green Bay? Is it in Green Bay?
It's in Green Bay, yeah. It's in Green Bay.
I might be nice and take that back. If it's in Green Bay, I don't think they win.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I messed with Jordan Love. I messed with Jordan Love.
I might be hating too much on the Packers. Sorry.
I messed with Jordan Love. He got some potential. And the Rams defense is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be very, very bad.
It was very never that good. It was just very it was.
Oh, last year, yeah, it was bad. I'm talking about the year before. No, it was elite.
Their Super Bowl year is good because they had Aaron Donald. They had Jalen.
Also, you don't think Q that they could be trading players too? They could. That's what we're gonna talk about.
Nobody to trade outside of Aaron Donald,
and he might retire anyways.
Yeah, they could possibly retire. They could possibly trade Aaron Donald.
Their team is so bad. Their team, they could know. If anyone, their biggest trade piece is Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, it is. Well, as far as
not really.
Yes, because Cooper Kupp is only going to get worse.
Yeah, so I mean, you got the Packers. I understand that. That's cool. But
we underestimating Sean McVay, so it's like, okay.
Are we overestimating the Rams?
Do you have them beating the Seahawks once?
I think they split with the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, nah. The Seahawks super now.
When has that not happened?
Bro, their team is way worse. is worse.
They were still bad last year.
They split with them last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like usual.
But I think the Seahawks got a little bit better though. Personally, I do. I feel like they got a little bit better.
Yeah. I'm gonna give them another dub to the Cardinals. I'm gonna give them a dub to Washington.
Oh, you
think
they
sweep a dub to the Giants?
They sweeping the Cardinals? Yep. If Kyle, you think Kyle Murray will be back by that game? Because he might be.
If they start 0-6, he's not coming back.
Well, he's not coming back then. And then I got them losing to the. You think you got them beating the Commanders?
I got to be in Washington and I got to be in the Giants.
Oh yeah,
those are my 6 wins right there.
Giants, where's it at?
Almost the second to last game of the season.
On the road?
It's the Giants.
Yeah, no, the Giants they're not beating the Giants.
I think the Giants.
Y'all see Johnathan Taylor tweet?
Yeah, I saw that.
Huh? A lot of these close-ups might come down to coaching. I trust
respect Brian Dable. Respect him.
Yeah, Dable's good. They have a competent offense and a competent defense. They made the playoffs last year, and they only got better by adding Darren Waller.
No,
they never had any receivers.
They didn't get better. They didn't get better. Stop. Did
they get worse? Did they get worse?
They get better.
They
are.
Worse? Yes.
How did they get worse?
They did.
Because they allocated all that money to Daniel Jones instead of actually getting better.
I'm just talking about one season. From last year to this year, how do you get worse? Do you lose nobody and gain?
Because they wasted their space instead of actually getting better. I'm not talking
about for 10 years in the future. That's whatever. If they mess themselves up, that's their fault.
Hold on.
If they would have gave him 30, they would have had like 15 extra mil and they could have got D-Hop. Now you're talking about Darren Waller. Then you could have got
great training camp apparently. Y'all see that?
Until week 4 when he goes down. But go ahead.
Let's not play on injuries. But if he can ball out,
Johnathan Taylor on Twitter. We didn't talk about this earlier, but they reportedly were going to put Johnathan Taylor on he put him on like the what is it called? The non-injury football list. Yeah, non-football injury list, and not pay him until 2024, something like that. Not pay him for the entire season. Yeah. And he just came out and said never had back pain, never reported back pain. Not sure who, but sources are. Not sure who sources are, but find new ones. So the saga continues.
JT said that.
Yeah, he did. With Jim
very hard to see how he's going to play for the Colts next year.
Yeah, I don't think he will either. All right, let's wrap the episode up though. But I got 3 more questions for each team. Well, 4 questions for each team in the division.
Keep these short and sweet.
Who should be the 49ers starting quarterback week 1?
Kirk Cousins.
All right, anyway. That's not happening.
Joe Montana. Tom Brady. Like, if we're talking about that.
I think, to be serious, I think Brock Purdy has earned it, especially with his play last year. He showed more than any other quarterback on the team. He's looked the best in training camp as well. So I think Brock Purdy should be the starting quarterback.
I think it's a situation where it's like they need to win now. So Brock Purdy might have played great, but it doesn't matter who earned it. It matters who is the best in the role. And I don't know.
Brock Purdy has way more experience at this point than Trey Lance.
I'm just saying, I don't know who that is. You could say it's Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is a bust.
No, he actually might be though. He might actually be though.
I want to say Purdy, but I low-key think Sam Darnold too, just experience. Sam Darnold's got experience.
Experience at being trash? What are you talking about?
He was solid last year before he got injured last year for the
nobody. They had Brock Purdy.
Was he not? Oh, stop. He was solid. He was not bad for the Panthers last year.
Hold on.
No, he's not.
The team's looking at me like
Sam Darnold was trash last year.
Brock Purdy was in the building last year. They watched Brock Purdy all training camp last year, and he was 3rd on the depth chart. The only reason why Brock Purdy got chances because their starting quarterback and their backup quarterback went down. You literally never had seen Trey Lance have a chance to go play with Debo, Kittle, and CMC. He never had a full cast of weapons, and he literally went down with like the second play of his 3rd game ever.
Oh yeah, I'm not debating that.
Trey Lance would only be a bust through lack of opportunity. He got hurt. That's the only.
I think he would be. I think he'd probably be, if he chalks up to be in a bust. I think it's because one, they moved up to trade for him, and he got picked up
on the field consistently.
Yeah, but if I understand that, but people are going to spend it like
it's not because we don't know he can't play.
People are going to spend it like he got they gave up a lot of draft capital to get him, and he played in a much better situation than someone like Zach Wilson. You saw the thing on Twitter where he said Zach Wilson
didn't play though.
But do you? So you saw the tweet where it said Zach Wilson is. I mean, Trey Lance will be bigger bust than Zach Wilson
because he hasn't gotten an opportunity to really play. Zach Wilson had 2 seasons to actually play, and he was trash.
All right.
Trey Lance has played 3 games.
Do you think Trey Lance should be the starter week 1 or no?
If it was me, I would start him just so I can see what he has. We don't know what he is at all. If you believe that the 7th round, last pick of the draft is so great, why didn't you start him last year? If Kyle Shanahan is going to play the best person in the room, he started because the 2 quarterbacks ahead of him went down.
And when he started, he stepped up. He stepped up and played well. And
nobody's taking that away from him. But there's a Kyle Shanahan multiplier on that, obviously, and the San Francisco roster multiplier on that, obviously. The same multiplier could have been added to Trey Lance if he would have got 7 starts. He didn't get 7 starts.
I think is right now, and from hearing from reports around the team, that is Brock Purdy's job to lose right now.
You're hearing reports from around the team? Who are you talking?
Yes. Do you have Twitter?
Who are you talking to? I don't go on Twitter.
Well, you need to, because that's where all the training camp reports come from.
Unless it's NBA free agent season, I don't go on Twitter.
Okay. Next up, we got the Seahawks. Do you think they added enough to win the division? Because I've seen people actually that they can win the division.
No.
It's like the biggest need in football is a quarterback. So like the only reason that they could is if the Niners really can't figure out the quarterback position. But their front 7 and defense is not at the spot where you need it. So
let me see.
The 49ers had a quarterback question for 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. It hasn't hurt him yet. So I still think it's the Niners division. But
that's what I'm saying. They going out there with anybody and beating.
I'm just saying. Imagine if Brock Purdy didn't work out last year, and then you have 9 games where you just can't find a quarterback. That's bad.
So you're not getting them any chance?
Huh?
No chance to win the division.
I don't think it's likely.
Sure. There's a chance, but I do think that the Niners are the better team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would put my money on the Niners.
Rams. For the Rams, is it time to blow the whole team up for the Rams?
There's nothing to blow up.
Last year.
It's time for them to blow it up. It's time for them to blow up.
Blowing it up is trading 2 people, and it's Cooper Kupp and Stafford because Dalvin's going to retire.
I think it was time. Like their time to blow it up was the year they actually won the Super Bowl. But since they got Matt Stafford, it gave them an extra But if they would have never got Matt Stafford, they should have just blew it up. But since they got Matt, they was like, all right, we got 1 more year. Let's try to win it. I would have blew it up right after that. Because everybody was old or was obviously going to get traded. Because you didn't know anybody on that Rams team outside of 8 players. And those just happened
before Matthew Stafford got injured last year and the offensive line deteriorated. I didn't think they should blow it up because they still had Jalen Ramsey. They still had Donald.
They were
like 2-3 went in with a bad O-line. Yeah, they had a bad O-line going into the season.
That's because some people retired, but they didn't really.
Literally held that line together.
But they were still 2-3 years removed from that Super Bowl appearance. Terrible one, but that was mostly Todd Gurley. So I think it was mostly just a Jared Goff. Is Jared Goff a fluke, or do they get there from Todd Gurley?
I think the Rams blew it up.
Obviously, Jared Goff ain't a fluke.
When Jared Goff has pieces around him, he can be good.
That's the Lions. We're not going to see back and forth.
Huh? If you give him protection, which he had, if he had protection, he should be fine.
But what is fine? He didn't even make the playoffs.
Barely.
He was a top 10 quarterback this year. But anyway,
and he had bad.
Everyone got injured. Again, who was our Pro Bowl quarterbacks?
Bro. I'm not getting into a Jared Goff debate. My whole point is, I think the Rams should blow it up just because they went all in to get the Super Bowl. They traded for Von Miller. They traded who else they traded for?
They need to get back all those picks that they traded.
Yeah, they traded so many picks away. It's just time for them to blow it up.
They need to blow it up, but there's literally nothing to blow up because everyone's already gone. They lost their value. The only value.
Aaron Donald was 31.
Yeah,
or 30. You're gonna get probably a first and a third.
But he's talked about wanting to retire.
Cooper Kupp can get a lot of. Cooper Kupp can.
Cooper Kupp is the only.
At most, you're getting you probably get a first and a third.
But that can go a long way into rebuild. That can go a long way to rebuild.
And to be honest, if I'm probably gonna only offer up a second.
Yeah,
Cooper
I'm not offering that much.
Still coming off, who's actually injury prone, and he's coming off another injury.
Yeah, Aaron
he's 29 or 28.
It's a weird situation. So
Do y'all think the Cardinals should tank for Caleb Williams?
They have 3 options in my eyes. They could tank for Caleb. They could tank and trade. Anything will probably be tanking for Caleb. They'll tank for Caleb or just tank and then trade the pick and get the assets. You feel me?
I think they should do a Bears and tank, get the number 1 overall pick, and get assets to start like a rebuilding a team because they need a lot. And I think Caleb Williams, being a generational prospect that he is, he can get you a lot. So the plan of action for the Cardinals this year should be as bad as possible, get the first overall pick, and flip that first overall pick for assets. Then they got the pick from the Texans as well. So just try to build a better team around Kyler Murray.
If I'm Washington, I try to trade for Kyler Murray.
I like Kyler Murray a lot. I like Kyler Murray a lot, but I think Caleb Williams is a better quarterback. So I agree. I think it can't hurt.
Right now, or just a better prospect.
I'd rather have Caleb Williams going forward.
All right.
I love Kyler.
He doesn't rely on his athleticism as much as Kyler Murray, and also we've already seen Kyler Murray he's coming off of ACL.
Yeah, I agree. And like I like Kyler Murray a lot. I think their offense was right with him and D-Hop was a great combination. And maybe you could blame the defense, but still they did not do much. So and coaching is an issue too. I agree. Coaching is bad. But yeah, I don't know. I think it can't hurt to get the number 1 pick, whether you want to trade it or keep it, but it'll have a lot of value. So I guess.
All right, y'all. That was episode 41. If you made this far, make sure you guys follow us on all our social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Thank you guys for supporting us, and we are out.